With President Obama here in Austin, it was a great time to start the Bitch Slap Politics Stinger segments. Now, President Obama is here in Texas not just to F up our traffic, he's here touting immigration reform. This comes on the heels of an NBC News poll that was taken May 5th through 7th, which showed that President Obama has really seen a jump in his approval ratings as far as leadership, foreign policy, and also national security goes after getting bin Laden's ass about a week ago. He is still lagging in the economic improvement front. His numbers right now are 37% approval for the way he's handling the economy and a 58% disapproval. Now that's a pretty big disparity, and it's really where he's not making any headway as far as the American voters go. And the 2012 elections are fast approaching. So it's no surprise that President Obama worked in economic improvement with his reasoning for why we need immigration reform. So I'm all for legalizing and getting immigrants legal that are law-abiding, aside from the jumping the border illegally, of course, because it will improve our economy and will really help the economy as a whole. Now, President Obama had arguments for why immigration reform is necessary and how it will improve the economy beyond the obvious increase in tax revenue. For one thing, he said that the illegal immigrant work status right now is an underground economy in and of itself, and that it is suppressing the wages for all Americans, basically keeping our income from going up, which has been pretty apparent over the last decade or so, that as expenses keep rising, like health care costs, gas prices, our income and wages are not going up accordingly. So that was one way that we would see improvements in our economy if we go ahead with immigration reform. Another point that President Obama made was that we have immigrants come into our country on visas for school and they earn degrees, and then we kick them out of the country before they have a chance to really use that knowledge and create companies a lot of the time here in America. And instead they're going back to other countries and they're making businesses that end up being our competition. And it is a global market today in this world. So when companies go out of the country, it really does hurt our economy. He pointed out that some of our biggest companies here in America, for instance, Google, Yahoo, eBay, all of those companies were started by immigrants. It's complete fact. It's hard to believe since they are synonymous with the internet in America, but they were all created by immigrants. So immigration reform would include not only tax reform issues, but also reforms that would help those students on visas stay in the country longer so that they can actually use those degrees here in the U.S. where they earn the degrees. So of course, as I pointed out, 2012 election is fast approaching, and this could very well be a political maneuver. Immigration reform is a huge issue to handle, and the economic improvements are likely to be longer term, not anything immediate. And true to form, Americans want something now. We want to see improvements now because many of us don't understand that economic improvement is a lot more slow going than economic crashes like we saw at the end of 2008. So the question now is this the right move to make? Is immigration reform something that we really need to be tackling now and that President Obama needs to tackle during his first term presidency when he's already deviated to health care, which again was great to have health care reform. We needed it. However, as far as the economy goes, these are long-term improvement solutions, not short-term solutions for the most part. So what do you guys think? Is this something that the president should be focusing on now? Is it going to help the economy that much, especially in the next year and a half? Because really in the next year and a half, President Obama does have to keep having the unemployment rate drop, have income and wages increase, and overall health of the economy has to improve unless he wants stiff opposition from a Republican candidate.